Hey guys, Tim here, Big Dog Forge. Welcome back. So I got an email from Doug Mills. I'm going to read you a little bit of this. My son and his buddy are building a power hammer for their year-long school project based on your design. We are almost done, and today we're working on the idler pulley foot pedal mechanism. We don't have the hammer attached yet, and when we turn on the motor, it spins the big wheel whether we step on the pedal or not. We tried raising the motor, changing the direction of the rotation, but it still grabs the belt enough to spin the shaft. Question: when we mount the hammer, will that be enough to stop the shaft from spinning unless the pedal is stepped on? So, Doug, got an answer for you. I also got a second question. I don't know who it came from. I can't seem to find the email, but the question was the distance between the drive shaft and the offset that drives the arms at the top of the hammer. So we'll hit on that as well. Alright guys, we're going to talk about the drive on this thing. So the question was asked, how do I get the pulley to slip as it's driving? I've got a couple of individuals who are building these things based on this guy, and they're having a problem with the pulley wanting to grab the belt and rotate the machine constantly. The weight of the hammer will slow some of that down. Loosening the belt so that it's only tight when you've got your clutch mechanism engaged is going to help. But a big part of it is, I've got this V-belt right here. This is a type of drive belt that I use on my machine. It's called a V-belt, and the reason is because the pulley that it rides in has a distinct V shape to the inside of the pulley. As the belt goes on, the belt gets pulled down into that V shape, and it creates friction. There's a lot more surface area, and the more you tension, the tighter it gets, the more it squeezes down into the V shape on that pulley. I'm going to turn this inside out so you can see that a little better. And you can see the shape of that belt. It's got a slight V shape to it, and it sits in that pulley just like that. And you can see the air gap under it. And what will happen is, as that belt gets pulled further and further down into that pulley, it's got more and more tension on the sides, which is actually what grabs that belt and makes it move. So what you need to do to get this thing to slip better is you need to remove the V from the pulley itself. Right in here, you need to make these walls more vertical on the inside. And I'll show you how to do that. Let's take a little closer look at the machine. Okay, so here's a close-up look at the drive pulley that's on the power hammer. And you're going to notice that this groove has been widened out. It allows it to spin without that groove grabbing the V part of the belt. Okay guys, we're going to get the belt off this machine here and kind of tuck it out of the way if we can. And I'm going to give you a little demonstration as to how I size that pulley. And I use the motor pretty much like a lathe. Just let the pulley spin around. And I used a file to file down the insides to get rid of the V portion of that pulley. Now you're going to see me reach in with my finger and touch this pulley. Now I'm barely touching it. And I want to see which way it's spinning, because I want it dragging the file away from me. If that file gets caught on that pulley, I don't want it throwing it at me. So the pulley is rotating away from me. I'm laying the file down inside the pulley all the way at the bottom of the V and pushing to the side. And I'm letting that file remove material. Now this is going to roughen up the inside of the pulley as you're making that groove wider. And it's going to want to grab the belt a little bit, make it jump around inside there. We'll get it put back on there. You'll see a little bit of that. But it won't take long for that belt to polish that pulley back out. And it will make it nice and shiny and polish it, and it'll make it good and slippery. That's kind of what you need. So we'll give you a little demonstration as to how this works. And then you'll notice when I release the clutch again, that belt's going to be jumping in that pulley a little bit. It's because that rough surface is trying to grab the belt but can't quite do it. All right, there you go. Let's move on to the next question. And that's all about the center between the drive shaft and the offset drive. All right. So when I built this thing, it was just a number I picked, and I put 2 inches between the drive shaft and the center of the offset shaft. And the reason I did that is because its full throw from top to bottom now gives it 4 inches. And it was pretty much just guesswork at the arms and the length of the arms and the spread and the spring strength that I had. And I wanted to give it a total of about 12 inches throw top to bottom. And the arms and the spring allow that extra throw at the top of the stroke and the bottom of the stroke, above and beyond the 4 inches provided by this offset. So it's actually a 2-inch offset, but it gives it a 4-inch throw from the bottom dead center to the top dead center of this crankshaft, I guess you would call it. All right. There you go, guys. All right, Doug, I hope that answered a couple of questions for you, and I hope that helps out. If you guys have any more questions like this, just let me know. I think I'm going to start doing a couple of Q&As a week, focusing on small individual things like this. I get a lot of questions like this, and I'm not really able to answer them through email format and get a good explanation across to folks. So going to try to make the time to do this. So if you got your questions, go ahead and send them along on any of the stuff that I've done here in the shop or I have here in the shop that you're interested in. So, all right, guys, thanks a lot. Appreciate you tuning in. Take care. Hit the like button and share the videos, because sharing is good. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Take care. And we'll talk to you next time right here, Big Dog Forge. Bye-bye now.